But let's give a review of how we think this system is going to play out and how it did play out yesterday.
So there are a few moments I want to pick up on during the game, and it will definitely tell us how Conte will want to line up, how he'll want to attack. I'm not going to too much focus on the defensive point of view, although defensively it was probably our strong suit. But I'm going to talk about just a few moments yesterday going forward in the attacking phases where we can really see how Conte want to attack. So if we see here, Harry Kane, you got Kane here. You got Son there running in behind. You got Lucas there on the right hand side. You got Reguilon over there onto the left hand side. Harry Kane plays the ball out wide to Sergio Reguilon. Reguilon's in the box. Reguilon gets across in the box, and as you can see, not only do Son, Lucas in the box, Harry Kane as well running. He's going to run in late, but Reguilon finds. Look how completely look at all this space, completely free. Is Emerson Royale running at the back post, and that is going to be a feature of our play under Conte. You're going to see Emerson Royale just attack that area. These defenders are preoccupied with the Spurs attackers all the time. Godfrey's on Son, Gray, Dino focused on Lucas Moura. Obviously, they're also wary of Harry Kane running late into the box, and that gives, if there's good quality like there was with this ball, Reguilon to cross it right to Emerson Royale. And he had a very good opportunity. He gets it over Gray, and he does slightly misjudge the header. But again, because it was such a good quality cross, there's nothing much Gray can do because had all that space, Emerson Royale, to run into it. And those fullback to fullback areas are going to be very, very good feature of our play. And we'll see it again in the next one. One sec. There we've got Son, Lucas, and Kane in the front three, Reguilon on the far side, darting to the far side. You've got Emerson Royale even in the near side here, going to help come support Kane. Spurs on a quick counter. You got Skip and Højbjerg sitting when these go forward. But when Kane gets into position here, who's at the back post? Darting into the run is Sergio Reguilon. The defenders, again, occupied with the forwards, as you would be as a defender. You've got to make sure you know where the quality is. Also occupied with the cutbacks. Lucas Moura, who's calling for it. But who's got all that space at the back post? Again, Sergio Reguilon is the opposite wing back. And so many times at Chelsea and Inter Milan, it would pay dividends. And look how much space. He should be putting this away, Reguilon, really. It obviously ballooned over the bar there, but so much space at the back post to put this away. And those wing backs are going to be, and as you can see, even so as well, Emerson is there level with Kane by the time the shot goes in. So he's obviously busting up to get forward. This is going to be a massive element to how we play under Conte, and it always has been.
Reminds me a lot of his Chelsea side, with obviously Alonso and Victor Moses are always arriving late in the box and always looking for each other. I mean, how many goals did Marcos Alonso get under Conte?
Yeah, that season when they won the league, he got 7 goals and 3 assists.
Well, there you go.
So really good output for a fullback, and a lot of them was him arriving late at the back post as well. And it always told the difference because he was never the same player after Conte left and he was moved to a back four. He was never the same player, Alonso, than he was here. And here is a bit of a screenshot of when we're settled in the opposition half. As you can see here, there's a straight line. You got Emerson, Lucas, Kane, and Son all in a straight line. Lucas, Kane, and Son a bit more centrally, with Emerson really stretching the pitch. And this is what I meant about bringing Davis forward, because obviously Everton got a lot of men back. You got Højbjerg and Skip both sitting at the back here. There's Højbjerg and there's Skip. So it gives a bit of space for Davis to run into going forward. And obviously Skip lays the ball across to Ben Davis here into space. Davis has an effort, but I just want to show you here's a screenshot of once Davis has that shot. I think this is quite interesting because this, I think, is very symptomatic of how we're going to attack under Conte. This shot obviously goes over the bar, but look where everyone's positioned. Reguilon all across the line. Reguilon, Son, Kane, Lucas, and Emerson all there, all across the line there. So you see the fullbacks are right forward. All in the centre, you got Lucas, Kane and Son all in the central areas, attacking the box, with Reguilon and Emerson stretching the play really, really far wide when we attack. And that is, we never really saw that much under Nuno or Mourinho, really. The fullbacks really busting up to get into those areas with a front three there. And when we perfect this system, it's going to be so hard to defend against, because the defenders are always going to be preoccupied with these free forwards in the central areas, that it's going to leave a lot of space for these fullbacks out wide, busting it at the back post. And especially when we get it out wide to one of them, you're going to have to make sure you're watching the guy at the back post, because more often than not, you're going to see he's absolutely free.
It gives us so many more options, doesn't it?
It does. That front five,
more options.
The front five with the two fullbacks and the three forwards is going to be very interesting to see.
When you compare it to how we've been this season, like literally Kane and Son and Moura have been like the only ones in and around the box, anywhere near the box. And now you've got the two fullbacks, you've got a defender coming up, you've got Skip and Højbjerg sitting, protecting and creating that space as well.
Not only you got those four players, but look, on the edge of the box, you got Davis there, you got Skip there, and waiting to pounce on any loose balls. And you still got a back two behind them, obviously, of Romero and Dyer, with obviously and Højbjerg as well. So about three players behind them as well. So that leads to a lot of solidity. If there is a breakaway, we could deal with that. So if you think about this season under Nuno, we've had pretty much the front three and Ndombele for a lot of the season being our attacks, but it's quite easy to deal with, because under Nuno you'd have Son here, you'd have Son in this area.
Stretches them out so much, doesn't it?
Under Nuno you'd have Son here, you had Ndombele there. Oh, the mouse is a bit weird. Ndombele here, Kane in the forward line, Lucas out wide there, and you would have the fullbacks a bit further back.
And everyone's pretty much isolated.
Exactly. But under Nuno, under Conte, you can already see, even though it's one game, the complete tactical switch up it's going to be, with the wing backs completely stretching the play, Lucas and Son and Kane very central, with the midfield players following up just on the edge of the area.
And this is exactly what I was talking about in the match preview, when I was talking about the differences I'm seeing from Nuno to Conte, or from, seeing as it's only been a couple of games, he's already imprinted something onto this team. I know, obviously, we didn't do well yesterday in terms of our attacking.
We haven't perfected it, have we?
We haven't perfected it, but I think that you're already seeing those changes, already seeing those hallmarks of a Conte team so early on in his tenure. And for me, that is massively positive signs.
Yeah,
massively.
Definitely. And we just look. You got to remember as well, like Tuchel in his first game for Chelsea, they drew 0-0 against Wolves in a very uninspiring game. And, these things take time. In fact, Tuchel, in his early part of his Chelsea reign, it took him a very long time to really perfect his system. And then once for the second half of the second half of the season, then they really started to see the real Tuchel Chelsea side, and they started to replay well. For the first part, it was kind of very uninspiring. They were very solid, not conceding a lot of chances, but finding it hard to create. But once they got the balance of the team right, then you saw the chance creation up. And I think it'll be a very similar process under Conte. It might take a time for us to be solid, as Conte said as well. He just wants he wants a consistent team first, and then he'll work on really the attacking patterns of play. But at the moment, we're already seeing the differences in how we attack and where he wants the players to be. And once we got the system working like clockwork, we're going to be very difficult to play against.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it so much. But yeah, I think that the key changes so far for me is that what you've just shown us, with the more options in attack and really stretch out their defence. And obviously from our defence, the way we play out the back.
And even you can start, you got another clue. Another one is here. This is in the last minute when we're down. We're obviously
don't show Lo Celso's corner.
It's not Lo Celso. I'm not going to show that. But this is the last minute when I think that they're not down to 10 men yet, because Holgate's he's about to be sent off in this move. But actually, Romero. This obviously we're chasing again. Romero's a bit further forward, but Son and Lucas have gone off for Ndombele and Lo Celso, and look where they are. Lo Celso central, Ndombele central, Kane central. Doherty, unfortunately it's Doherty, but Doherty out on the left. One sec. Doherty here out wide on the left, stretching the play. Emerson's on the ball on the wide right, and that is again how we're going to attack going forward in the final minutes of the game. Doherty's obviously going to make that run to the back post. If he was a better player with more pace, might have been able to hit that space there. Unfortunately, as Matt Doherty says, he's going to find that hard, and also on the left-hand side. But again, another feature of how we attack.
Time and time again for Wolves. He
on
did
the
that
right-hand side, yeah.
time again for Wolves. So I mean, like, if Conte
quite
can
good at
drill
that,
it into
yeah.
him and improve him, maybe he can be a valuable player for us.
Never
Matt
know.
Doherty.
If you can get how he played for us, if we can get that.
I mean, that was on the left-hand side. I mean, he was more prominently on the right-hand side, wasn't he, Doherty?
Correct.
But I think if he can drill it into Doherty, I really do think he can improve massively under Conte. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, we hope the same for Nuno. It didn't really happen, but it could be perfect for him.
He didn't play under Nuno.
The problem is he's got Emerson on his side. Is he going to get in the team? That's going to be an issue.
I mean, we're going to need squad rotation, aren't we, at some point?
True. So yeah, again, but also not only as pointed out, the 3 central attackers with the 2 wing backs, but also guy waiting on the edge of the box just in case the ball falls to him. Obviously, Romero's tracking back, but behind him we've got Højbjerg and Dyer behind them again. And obviously, Romero's probably going to be tracking back to fill that space. So again, we have support if a counter-attack does break away. So once we perfect this and we get a lot sharper in the final third, we're going to be very hard to play against. We're going to be very, very, very hard to defend against, and we're going to be able to suffocate teams as well by pressing really, really high up the pitch. I really believe that. So again, a feature of the attack and how we're going to be attacking under Conte.